Wow, it's been so long since I made a video. Hold on, this lighting's a little bit too bright. Let me move it over a little bit. All right, there we go. Also long ways, it's just way easier for me to set my phone up if I put it this oh goodness, I'm about to go back to school. If I put my phone vertically, it's much easier for me to navigate everything. So we're gonna jump right in. I'm gonna do my whole just makeup with you guys. I'm getting ready to go to a like tea and talk. Actually, that's like really cute. A tea and talk. This kind of tea. Hello. A tea and talk with some ladies from my church just to talk about and discuss how we can honor God in our 20s in all aspects of life. So, in career, with our finances, and our relationships, whether that be intimate or friendly or familial, just how we can honor God, period. So I'm getting ready to go to that. I'm kind of in a rush, but not really. I just washed my hair, so I'm wearing the bonnet to hold it back out of my face. Did a wash and go per usual. And then I need to stop and get some cookies before I head to the lady's house who's hosting it. So, yeah, that's all I need to do is get cookies. And I'm going to bring some tea because I have lots of teas here. Currently drinking some San Pellegrino blood orange beverage. It's like sparkling orange juice, but blood orange is a little bit more, it's got a little punch, a little kick to it. So that's what I'm drinking right now. So let's jump right in. I'm going to be using a few new products. Let me tell you what's already on my face. I've already primed, and for my primer, I use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Primer. I'm actually over halfway through this. I'm down here on this, and I'm trying to finish this up because I have a few other primers I want to open. But my rule is finish two before you open something new. And that's what I'm trying to do with my collection right now is I have to finish two in that category before I open a new one. So I'm trying to pan this Fenty Beauty, essentially. But that's my primer. For a foundation, we're going to use the Dose of Colors Meet Your Hue foundation. I have been loving this. I think I've worn it maybe three times. So it's still pretty new to me. And I wear the shade 136 Deep. That is my shade. This is such a good color match for me. I really, really like this foundation. So let's go ahead and apply that. I'm going to use a brush. I'm going to use this optical blurring brush from Urban Decay. I got this as gratis from a training I went to for Ulta. Still work at Ulta. And I'm going to try to only use 2 pumps. This is like a medium plus coverage. It's not super duper full, but it can be if you apply more. But I'm trying to use less product as well when it comes to foundation because I love foundation and I like to put on a lot. But we're going to try and do 2 pumps, 1 on each side. So that's what that looks like on the skin. I'm going to spread it out. And of course, you already know for the eyes, we're going to be using the Jackie Aina palette. I haven't done my edges yet, so that'll be an adventure. So I like to do 1/2 at a time. And I can still see my imperfections peeking through a little bit. That's why I said this is like medium plus coverage. If you don't have imperfections like acne scarring and things like that on your face or a birthmark or anything, any sort of pigmentation to cover, then it's going to be full coverage on you. Sorry, my dog is barking a lot. Alright, so that's what it looks like on half of my face versus this half. So as you can see, it really does even out the skin tone. I also love the finish of this foundation. It is so nice. One more pump for this side. You can kind of see it goes out a little bit lighter. It gets a little bit darker when it sets. I'm looking in the hand mirror. I'm also looking in like the big bathroom mirror. As I do my makeup, I alternate between the two. Nola June Louise. Nola June. There must be somebody walking their dog right outside my apartment. I just got a new apartment. I love that song. I love Ari Lennox. I need to see her in concert. Hopefully next year I can see her in concert. See her live. I'm really making sure to get under my eyes too, because I don't think I'm gonna. Oh my goodness, my dog. I'm about to bring her in here. BRB. Noah, you want some treats? You want a treat? Come here. You come in here. I got a treat. I got a treat for you, Nola. You being a good girl? You being a good girl? Yeah? You good girl? Want a treat? Okay. So I have locked my dog in the bathroom with me so that she won't be barking because it's just us in here and it's nice and quiet and peaceful. All right, so my foundation is basically all blended in. I'm just gonna look closer really quick and make sure I'm satisfied with how it's looking. Making sure I didn't miss any spots. You notice I do take it down my neck a little bit. I also like to go a little bit behind my ear and around / over the top of the bottom part of my ear. Just to make sure that everything is nice and seamless. I feel like this is a perfect color match for me. I feel like it looks so good. It's one of the best color matches I've had in a while. So that's the foundation. Like I was saying, I don't think I'm going to put on any concealer because I don't have dark circles under my eyes. And because I don't have any really blemishes or discoloration or pigmentation or acne scarring around my eyes, I don't always feel the need to wear concealer. But I do notice that it does help with adding dimension to your face because I did invest in some concealers lately and I've been experimenting with concealer. But for today, for what I'm going to, like, I don't really need to be that extra and like super glamorous. So we're going to skip concealer for today, but I'm going to mention a few of my favorite. I'm doing a lot with my hands right now. I'm going to mention a few of my favorite ones that I have invested in. Number one, definitely my Juvia's Place concealers. So I'm not really into the whole super bright under eye. So for my under eyes, I like to use the shade number 8 and it just adds a subtle brightness, but it's still pretty brown. To match my face, I use the shade number 7 that matches my skin tone pretty perfectly. So if I want to spot conceal or maybe just put some on my upper lip, because I do have pigmentation on my upper lip, like you can see it right now, but I don't mind if it peeks through, like I'm used to it. And because my upper lip isn't hairy, it doesn't bother me that it's a little bit darker. Like if it were hairy and dark, I'd be like, okay, let me conceal this all the time, but it doesn't really bother me. So 7 is like my perfect skin tone in the Juvia's Place concealers. 6 is like if I have a foundation that's maybe a little bit too light, I need to deepen it up a little bit, I'll use shade 6. And then my 2 other ones are if I'm feeling extra. So if I want to like contour, I'll use shade 5. And if I really want to brighten under my eye and like highlight, I'll use shade 10. So I really like the Juvia's Place concealers because they're not too drying, but they're not too greasy, oily, shiny. It's just like the perfect consistency and really good coverage. A little bit goes a long way. I've also been loving the Urban Decay Stay Naked Correcting Concealer, and I use the shade 70 Neutral Yellow. I love this one. It's a little bit lighter in consistency than the Juvia's Place, so it's more skin-like. Really, really enjoy this. It gives decent coverage, but I do have to layer it to get the coverage that I want if I'm being extra. And I really like this shade because it has that yellow golden undertone, which my skin has. It doesn't may not look like it in this lighting, but my skin is very like warm, golden with a little bit of olive. She's a lot. And then lastly, I really like the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. And I use this when I really want to brighten under my eyes. This is the lightest concealer that I own. And I'll just like do a dot and a dot just to add extra brightness. After watching Jackie Aina's concealer video, I was like, that's a great tip. Now, as of late, I realized recently that I am starting to get like a dip. You can see it, like under eye bags. The girl's aging. I'm aging. So it doesn't really bother me yet. They're not super deep, but this will help like conceal and like lift that area of my under eye. So those are the top three concealers that I've really been loving. So my foundation has had some time to kind of set on its own. So you can see the finish naturally. It has like a satin natural matte finish without powder, but now we're gonna go in and set everything. And what I have been loving, which y'all have seen me use, I'm still using this, is the Pretty Vulgar, the Powder Room Matte About It Translucent Setting Powder. Now I like to use translucent, especially with this foundation, because I love the tone of it and I don't want to alter it. So I'm going to use this powder to set my entire face, and then I'm going to use the skin tone powder just to add a little bit of warmth, because it does make you a little bit, I want to say ashy. It changes the color a little bit. Like it makes it a little more dull because you're mattifying the skin out. It's going to be kind of flat. So to add some color and dimension, I will go in with another powder that's closer to my skin tone. So I'm just putting some in the cap. And I like to use a flat top powder brush. I love the e.l.f. ones. Thank you. I love the e.l.f. powder brush. It's $3. This is great for foundation. It's great for powder. And I just prefer a flat top because I can press it into my skin versus swiping or swirling, because that can disturb the coverage in the foundation. I'm going to dip it into the powder. You see it's fully coated. Tap off the excess and I rotate it while I do that. And then I turn it over and tap off some of the excess. And then it's nice and evenly coated. I'm just going to tap out my eyelid. Normally I'll use the brush to make sure that I don't have any creasing, but I don't really feel like reaching for it. So I'm going to go in and set the eye area first. This is also how I prepare my eyes for eyeshadow. I put my regular foundation and powder over my eyelids, as you can see. And that's how I prime my eyes. And you can see how that made it super matte, super smooth, which I love. So we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm just kind of getting rid of this crease in the eye with my finger. The under eye looks fine. This side, I feel like less product always goes on. And this powder is very finely milled, so I feel like it sinks right in to the skin. It really smooths out the complexion. Now I'm going to go onto the forehead, overlapping with the eyes a little bit. Y'all can see. Let me sit up straight. Good posture, good posture. You'll see it kind of dulls my complexion a little bit when I add all the powder, but that helps it just stay in place and not transfer. Which this foundation actually does really good at transferring. And it's also really long wearing. I wore it for 16 or 17 hours yesterday and it still looked good by the end of the day. And I only touched up twice throughout the day. I wasn't planning to have it on for that long either, so I didn't use any setting spray or anything. So this foundation really does last. So now I'm looking a little ashy and a little ghostly because I'm layering up this powder just to make sure that the oils are locked in. Now I'm going a little bit lower to the outer parts of my face. And I'm always like tapping off the excess so that I don't over apply, and I'm stamping the powder into the skin so that I don't disturb the coverage of the foundation. You see how quiet my dog is now? She's just laying on the floor taking a little nap. Not making all that noise. And honestly, this powder makes your skin feel so like velvety smooth to the touch. I really like it. I just love loose powders. Loose powders are amazing. Now I'm gonna go kind of in the contour area. I like to do that part last because it doesn't really get oily there. I normally just get oily in my T-zone. And my AC just cut off so y'all can hear me better. It's not as loud. And then I'm gonna go like up towards my hair, like the top of my forehead and the temple area, which also doesn't really get oily. It's more the center of my forehead, the T-zone, and my nose. My nose gets the most oily. All right, so now that I've set my entire face with translucent powder and whatever's left over in the brush, I take over my ears, slightly behind the ear and on the neck where I blended the foundation. And whatever's left over on the cap, we don't waste in this family. So I try and put it back into the container. Some always falls on the floor, falls in the air, and that's okay. Most of it gets back in the container. You can kind of see it flying a little bit. So now that's done, you can see I look a little bit flat. And at first it does lighten it a little bit, like it makes you look a little ashy, but my oils will come through and everything will go back to my beautifully brown skin tone. If I showed you a natural light, you wouldn't even be able to tell, because I'm an artificial light, it really like gives a cast. So to add a little bit of warmth, I use a skin tone powder. I would like to use a skin tone loose powder, but I don't really have any that have a good undertone for me. They're all a little bit too red, so I'll mix them sometimes with my white translucent powders or more pale translucent powders. So I'm just going to use a pressed powder, and I'm going to use this new Too Faced Born This Way multi-use complexion powder in the shade Cocoa. I'm in love with my Cocoa skin. And I like the movie Coco. I cried. It's a beautiful movie. But anyways, I'm going to use the same flat top brush, and because this is a pressed powder, it's not nearly as messy. I'm just going to go in and press this in the areas where you would bronze or you would kind of contour to add some dimension back into my face and some warmth back into the skin. I really like this shade. This is the shade I wear in the Born This Way foundation, but I will not be repurchasing that one. I already panned it and finished it up. I won't repurchase that one because it just doesn't work well with my skin type. It is a pretty foundation, but it's not super long wearing on me because I have more oily skin. And it's full of nourishing ingredients and hyaluronic acid, so it's not the best for my skin type. But I wanted to try out the powder because I knew it wouldn't be overly drying. That's one thing about Too Faced products, is that they're all about nourishing your skin and taking care of your skin. They're not super, super dry and matte, which is why I figured, let me try this powder out on the outermost parts of my face where I don't really get oily, where I don't need to use super mattifying dry powders. And I really like, it also adds a little bit of coverage because it's a multi-use powder, so you can use it as powder foundation, you can use it as bronzer, you can use it as setting powder, kind of like what I'm doing. So it adds a little bit of coverage in those areas where I need a little bit more because I'm trying to use less foundation. And again, stamping it into the skin, that's very, very important for me as somebody who has stuff to cover on their face. Also gonna put it on my forehead, like anywhere you would bronze or contour is where I'm putting this powder, and I'm stamping it into the skin to add coverage. And just like push it into the skin. Stamp it, stamp it, stamp it, stamp it. Do 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 do. I am not ready to go back to work. My brain is literally like all over the place, but it should be fun. Like it's like I'm excited, but I'm not ready. I also use it to kind of, I won't say contour my nose, but I guess we'll call it contour my nose. I just stamp it into the sides of my nose with the same flat top brush. And I always like to make sure I get the bottom of my nose and the sides. All right, so that is the foundation done. Like I said, I have acne scarring, I have ice pick scarring, I have texture to my skin, I have actual acne on my skin right now, so I don't have perfect skin, but when I tell you in pictures and especially in natural light, it looks so flawless and so even and adds smoothness. So that's why I've like kind of stuck to this technique, this routine, and I'm really enjoying these products. All right, let's highlight. Let's highlight. Let's highlight. I don't know what's going on with me. What highlighter do I want to wear today? Let's do La Peach, another Jackie Aina collaboration. This is her collaboration with Artist Couture, and it's a loose highlighting powder. Since we're going to be using her palette, so let's use 2 Jackie Aina collabs in this video. And I really like La Peach. I like La Peach more than I like La Bronze. To highlight, I'm going to use this Christian Siriano brush. It's like a fluffy, domed brush. It would be good for contour. You can use it for whatever you want, but I really like it for highlight. You can see it flying through the air right now. There's somebody's like moving something up and down the stairs. It's very loud, and that's why my dog is barking a little bit. I just use whatever's in the cap. Loose highlighters are extremely pigmented and powerful, and a little bit goes a long way is an understatement when it comes to loose highlighters. I'm just going to apply this to the cheekbone. Wow. Wow. Oh, okay. We're almost on the verge of too much. I'm also going to apply this to my brow bone. If y'all can see it, it's so pretty. I can see it. I don't want to do too much. I'm not really trying to be, like I said, too extra, but oh, whoa. Okay, let's blend it up, blend it up, blend it up. Blend up, blend up, blend up. Okay, that was too much on that cheek. So now we gotta make the cheeks kind of match. I'm just gonna have super glittery cheeks today, you know? It's okay. It's alright. There could be worse things to happen makeup wise. Alright, I just feel like La Peach is so pretty. She made this one for people with like light to medium skin tones, I believe, but I feel like it looks great on dark skin tones too, like mine. Dark and deep skin tones. All right, I'm gonna use my finger and take some of this and put that down the bridge of my nose. It's about to be very intense. As you can see, that's a lot. That's a lot, that's a lot. What time is it? Oh, I'm doing good with time. All right. Normally in real life, it takes me about 20 minutes to do my whole like foundation base. Because I like to take my time and just really blend. I don't like to be rushed. Y'all know that. I don't like to be rushed. I like to take my time. I enjoy the process, so why would I rush something that I enjoy? So I'm just using my finger to blend this onto the bridge of my nose. I really do like a nose highlight. I'm gonna take a little bit more on my Cupid's bow area, kind of. There we go. I'm just using my finger to blend it out for now. All right, so we are done with highlight and adding dimension to the skin. Most of the time I don't really do bronzer, I don't really do concealer. That's only if I'm like feeling really fancy, and today is not one of those days. So when it comes to my base, I'm done. I don't even wear blush every day, even though I do enjoy blush. So now we're gonna move on to the eyebrows. I do eyebrows next. And I try to stick to one product for my brows. And oh, congratulations to Jackie on getting engaged. I don't know if y'all saw that. Like, it got posted right before I started this video. But Dennis proposed and now she's engaged. And Nikki Tutorials got engaged. I'm like, wow, all y'all just getting engaged out here. How nice. I love love. Love is awesome. I'm happy for both of them. I just feel like every woman deserves a good partner in life. You deserve. You deserve. All right, let's do these brows. For my brows, I like to use the MAC Shape and Shade Brow Tint. It's basically like a brow marker pencil thing. Why is my nose itchy? My nose and my lip are itchy. This is also the area where I lose foundation. Like, it just disappears by the end of the day. I'm like, I don't understand why. My nose is itchy. My upper lip is itchy right now. Feels very strange. So, like I said, it's like a brow Sharpie. I'm just going to go in and do my brows. I'm starting by doing some hair-like strokes first. Then I'm going to outline. I don't always do this method of like doing the strokes first, but it just depends on the day. All right, so I've made some hair-like strokes. So now I'm going to outline the bottom and the top, and we'll finish up the brows. Nola June. And this is in the shade Stud, which is like black, which I like my brows to be black because I have very dark hair and I just like dark brows. Always have liked people that have dark brows, so I give myself dark brows. All right. Right now we have 2 lines on my face, so now I'm going to outline the top. Add some more like hair-like strokes. My brows are super thin today, which is fine because I have naturally really thin brows. And then draw in the tail. All right, so those are the brows. Just kind of going in and reinforcing some of the hair that I did at the front of the brow. That's what they look like. Excuse me. The blood orange juice is very acidic, so it gives you like gas that comes out in the form of burps. All right, yeah, I really like the way the brows turned out. I'm done with them. Cool. If I have any like super large pimples at this time, I would normally turn them into moles, but since these two are going down, I'm just gonna leave them as is. Like they're way flatter than what they were, so they're just gonna stay as they are. If it's down here, I don't really worry about them. If they're closer towards the center of my face, like my eyes, I do turn them into moles. Like this one, I had it as a mole for a while, but we're done with that. And now we can move on to eyeshadow, which is the most exciting part because I'm using a new palette, Jackie's palette. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So excited. All right. So I'm going to be using the Jackie Aina times Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. This is what it looks like. There you go. You can see how it changes the iridescentness of it. I'm excited. So I've been watching reviews and looking at other people's looks all day, and I'm trying to figure out like what do I want to do, and I think I'm gonna do something very, very neutral today. Plus, you know, like I said, the event I'm going to is not super, I don't need to be super glam. So I'm going to show you guys a more neutral look that you can create with this palette, a more like work appropriate, friendly look if you want to be like on the softer glam kind of side. Funny because that's another Anastasia palette. So that's the kind of look we're going to do, a softer glam look. I already have a plan in mind. So my brushes all have green on them and blue because I did a green and blue look earlier this week. I'm wearing my makeup bathrobe, which is why it always has makeup on it because it's literally my makeup bathrobe. I use it to like clean my brushes and stuff in between washing them. So I'm going to take this It's My Rare number 6 brush. I'm going to go into the shade Ginger, which is this one right here. I love that I can keep the palette right here and show y'all. Ginger, and I'm going to use it as a transition shade. One of the mattes. So on my skin tone, Ginger is like a burnt orange caramelly kind of color. It blends really easily. So I'm putting this in like my upper crease area. These dogs are wildin' today. Hopefully y'all can see that. This would be really good to blend out the edges of other things too, but I'm gonna apply it first. So I'm blending it pretty far up so that it's in the upper crease area. Now onto the other eye. I'm getting some kickback in the pan, which is fine with me. Nola Jean Louise. That's right, sit down and stop your whining. But that doesn't bother me because I'm not really getting fallout on my face or on my eyes, so it's all good. Nola Jean Louise, I love you. I love you. She look at her. She's nosing me. I love you. I love you, baby. You want me to pet you? I'm doing my eyeshadow. I'm doing my eyeshadow, mama. She's like propped up on my leg. Y'all can't see her. She's right next to me though. She hopped down. I'm just gonna keep building this up and blending it out. Oops, make sure y'all can see. All right, so that's what we've got so far. Next, I'm gonna go in with the shade Credit, which is the dark, deep brown on the palette. I'll show you that one right there. And I'm gonna use that to further deepen up the crease and the outer V area. And I'm going to switch brushes to an MSQ brush. This is like a cheap brush from Amazon. And it has blue on it, so I'm going to make sure that it's just stained and that it's actually not going to show blue on the eyes. All right, going into that shade Credit, matte deep brown. I'm going to put this right in the outer V area and the outermost part of my crease. You can see that's adding nice depth. Onto the other eye. We're going to be coming back to this shade. I'm going to go back to all the shades I've used so far. Actually. And I'm doing windshield wiper motions, and I'm also doing some stamping motions. Kind of alternating between those two to build this shade up how I want it. And this is like a super rich dark brown with plum undertones. It's very pretty. So now I'm going to go back with ginger and the previous brush, the brush I used for ginger, and I'm going to blend over the edges. Which there's also a shade named Edges. I haven't used that one yet though. I'm not going to be using it today, I don't think. Just going to blend right over the edges of that. Nola June Louise, yes, how may I help you? She's got her head on my knee. How may I help you, baby? I love you. I love you. No, you're so cute. Oh. Yes. How may I help you? Look at this girl. What? What you want? I'm trying to do my eyeshadow, but you're on my arm. Your claw is on my arm. Look at her. Her claw is literally on my arm. Nola. I love you. Yes. No, you can't eat Jackie's palette. Please don't eat it. Alright, I'm going with more brown on this eye. The shade Credit. Going with more Credit on this eye. So I feel like it wasn't as high up as it was on this one. Okay, now I feel like they're pretty even. Just gonna blend over it a little bit. Like I said, we're doing a very soft, natural look. All right, so that's it for like the, the matte shades. Let's go into the shimmers. For my lid, I'm gonna use the shade Lituation, which is this pretty, I don't even know how to describe it. This shade right here, it's kind of like purpley, taupey, really pretty. I'm gonna put that on the lid, and I like to use my finger for shimmers. So it looks like on my finger, very reflective. Oh yeah, that's perfect, so pretty. This is perfect for all over the lid with no transition or outer V color. You can just do this all over your lid, one eyeshadow look, and be done. The tone is so pretty. And I'm blending this up into the crease on the inner half of my eye with my finger. And then kind of fading it out into Credit in the outer V area. It's very smooth, applies super easily. Mamita, why are you so sad? Mamita, why are you so sad? You don't like hanging out with me? You want your freedom, don't you? You want to be free to bark at people? Yeah, this shade on the lid is so pretty. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. So pretty. Look at that. This eye is so neutral, very work appropriate, school, job, interview appropriate. I'm going to take the fluffier brush and go in with some of Credit, just a little bit on the tip. And I'm going to use that to blend this outer V and crease with this darker shade to add some dimension. And to feather out the edges so they're not as harsh or abrupt. That's really pretty. And then I'm going to go wipe it off. I'm going to go into Ginger, our transition shade, and I'm going to go over the edges of that. Wow, that's so nice. Okay. And alternating a little bit more of Credit on this side. Just checking in the large mirror to make sure everything is symmetrical and where it needs to be. Gonna go in with a little bit more lituation just to blend where it meets Credit. I'm lightly just swiping to blend the two together. All right. This is super pretty, super natural, very soft glam eye look using this palette. I'm loving the way that it came out. I don't really think I have anything this exact tone. Hopefully you guys can see how it's kind of lavenderish. It's like a lavendery taupey mauve shimmer, and then the dark brown with plum undertones looks really good together. I guess that's why she put them next to each other, maybe in the palette. All three of the shades I used are right next to each other in the palette. Credit, Lituation, and Ginger, they're right there, making a little L. For the inner corner, we're going to use the shade Soleil because I feel like Soleil looks very similar to La Peach. Thank you. It looks very similar to La Peach, which is the highlight I have on that Jackie Aina created, and I kind of want that to all tie in with the eyes. It's not my favorite brush. So I'm going to wipe off my favorite little small detail brush from Coastal Scents that doesn't have a name or a number on it because it's super duper old, like older than my friends' kids old. And I have some friends that have like first graders, so second graders. This brush is so old. I'm dampening it so that I won't get any fallout. Even though I don't think I will because Soleil looks very finely milled shimmer just like Lituation. Put a little bit on the tip of this brush. I'm going to put that in the, oh, that's really pretty, in my tear duct. And the bottom third of my lower lash line. Wow, look at how that pops. I'm sure you could apply this dry and it would still look just as pretty. But I just don't want to risk fallout on my face because I don't have any yet on my face. And I don't want to have any, so I'm just going to use it wet. I hate when I start applying something to my inner corner and then like dead skin or something comes up and I'm like, yo, I need you to chill. There are some interesting sounds happening right now and I don't know what they are. Y'all hear the siren? I'm not sure if that's outside or if it's like a video game. I don't know. I really don't know. All right. Making sure I have this in that inner third. So pretty. Okay, I love that. That helped make it pop a little bit more. I think it made my eyes look bigger too. What else do I want to use? So many colors. For the sake of keeping it neutral, I'm going to go in with Lituation, which is the shade that's on my lid, the same brush. I'm going to put that in the middle third of my lower lash line. This is so smooth. It blends really easy. The shade Lituation blends super smoothly and easily as a shimmer. Put that in the center third. Make sure to blend it into the preview shade. And then we're going to do Credit on the outer third using the same brush. And I'm making sure I connect it so there's no gap between the lower lash line and the outer V area. Okay, I really like the way that this look turned out. The shade Soleil is very bright in the tear duct. Like, it's super bright compared to the rest of the eye look. It's more subdued, but I like it. I like it. I do. I like it. I am, though. Let me take some of Lituation on this small little detail brush. I'm going to blend out this area because I got a little carried away on this inner portion right over here. There we go. I just had to tone that down a little bit. Tone it down. Turn it down. I'm also blending a little bit further into the tear duct area to mix the two shades together. That way the pop is literally just in the tear duct area. There we go. That's better. All right, we're done with eyeshadow for today. So this is look number 1 with the palette. Super duper simple. I used basically 3 shades, and then the inner corner would be the 4th shade. Yes. For my transition, I used Ginger. To deepen up my crease and outer V, I used Credit. On my lid, I used Lituation, and for my tear duct, I used Soleil. So I'm just going to show you guys the colors up close. And like everybody's been saying, it looks a lot better in person than in the pictures. So as you can see, it's got a nice variety, and I really like it. It's really good quality, just like all Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows are good quality. Thank you. I just want to do something simple for today, but I'll probably do something more colorful. Today's Saturday. I have to think of what day of the week it is, y'all. I'll do something more colorful tomorrow for church, since I don't have to work at Ulta tomorrow, so it doesn't matter if the colors match the clothes I wear to Ulta, which we can only wear like pink and orange and Ulta colors. Black, white. Oh, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Whew. But yeah, that's it for today. I mean, I love this packaging. It's really pretty. Even if this wasn't the Jackie Aina palette, but it had all the exact same colors, I'm pretty sure I would buy it because it's got Sponsored, which is green, and green's my favorite color, and it has Dwalas, and it has Shookington, which is purple, Bigwig, which is purple, and green and purple are my top 2 favorite colors, green and then purple. And then I love like a shimmery brown, and that's what Lituation is. So there's, even if it wasn't the Jackie Aina palette, I would still purchase this. But it's even better that it is, because I get to support her and get colors that I love as well. So it's a double win for me. I'm just going to go in with mascara. I'm going to use the Too Faced, you already know what it's called, the new one. Y'all, I'm a teacher and I have my students, some of my former students, and I think current students watch my channel, so I'm gonna have to not say it, but the new toothpaste mascara, you know what it's called. I'm gonna use that. I don't really like it. I wouldn't repurchase it. It's okay, but it's super like goopy on the brush. Hopefully y'all can see that. It's super goopy. Um, and so it makes your lashes like stick together and I feel like get kind of spiky. Can y'all see that? It's a lot. But I'm just trying to use it for the 4 months that it's good for, and then I wouldn't repurchase it. I feel like it just takes a lot to separate your lashes with this, because they kind of stick together because of how thick and goopy the formula is. I can't stop saying the word goopy because that's what I think of when I think of this mascara. It just takes a lot of extra work to like get your lashes where they need to be. It's not a bad mascara, it's just not my preference when it comes to the formula. I wonder how my hair is drying. It's kind of not drying actually. It's still just as damp as when I first did it. Well, my edges are kind of dry. I need to do my edges, like actually slick them down. Of course, I'm doing a wash and go. I tried a new combo. We'll see how it looks once it actually dries, but I think I'm doing good on time. My hair smells good. Oh no, it's so goopy. Like, you get these giant globs and you're just like, please don't fall in my eye. Please don't fall in my eye and make me blind. It's just so goopy. And I just feel like I have to keep building and building it up to help separate the lashes out. Like, it just takes too long to apply. I only literally use this mascara on days like this where I have the time, because I know that other people normally run late and I'm usually early. So if I do end up running late because I'm putting on mascara, it's okay when it comes to like church events and people's homes, because everybody else is normally running late and I'm usually the first person there. So if I do run late, then I'm basically normal with everybody else. I'm coming basically on time. I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I don't really like this mascara. Huh. All right, that's it for the top for now. I'm probably gonna do one more coat, but I'm gonna go to the bottom lashes. I've had a good summer. It's been really productive. As in, like, I've been working. I've been busy all summer. Like, I did have some adequate downtime, but at the same time, like, I've worked. I've been helping others. I even went back to my former school district for like a week, for 4 days to be exact, and helped out down there, which was nice. Like, it's been a good summer. I'm just not ready to go back to actually having a full 5 day schedule, though. I'm not ready for that transition back into normal 40-hour work week life. I like my sporadic part time 4 to 6 hour shift life. I really enjoy that a lot. That's more my speed, more my style. It's almost like work pre-K because you know a lot of pre-K programs are only half day in the morning. And then your kid gets to go home. Like I want my work week to be like that, where it's like half day every day in the morning. I would even do a 6-day work week if I got to leave at noon or 1 p.m. I'd be so down for that. I'm also down to go to a 4-day work week and work 7 to 4 or 4:30. I'm down for that too. And then you get Friday, Saturday, and Sundays off. I'm cool with that too. Because when it comes to weekends, I really only have 1 day to rest if I don't work on Saturday. Because Sunday morning I have church, like I'm up early, I'm active, I'm busy, I'm fellowshipping, which I enjoy. Like it gives me energy, but at the same time, it makes me tired. And then it's like Monday's here. Now I have to really, like, get into gear. But if I had Friday to fully rest, that would be amazing. Because I normally work almost every Saturday now that the school year is back started again. I work basically every Saturday at Ulta all day normally. All right, I'm done fooling with my lashes at this point. Let me move the phone so y'all can see. So this is the finished eye look with mascara. Just need to figure out what lip I want to do. I think I'm gonna do what lip? I think I'm gonna do Trust Issues from Anastasia Beverly Hills, which that's funny because they have a shade in Jackie's palette called Trust Issues, which I thought was funny because I could like do trust issues on the lips, trust issues on the eyes. Yeah, but it looks like this. It's like a mauve purpley color, which I think would be really pretty with this color scheme. I already have some leftover Mario Badescu chapstick on, so my lips aren't dry. Yes, it's pretty. Oh, y'all can't even see. I also need to go buy a baby shower gift. Well, I already know the gifts I'm getting. I need to do that today too. I was like, what else I need to do today? Going to a baby shower tomorrow. Oh wait, I'm going to the baby shower tomorrow. Maybe I shouldn't do super crazy makeup. I'll do something that's kind of like a pink and gold look because the baby is a girl. There we go. Baby J. I think the baby's name is J. I'm not sure. I know it's a girl though. I know she is a girl. And mom's name starts with a J, so I think baby's name is going to start with a J as well. But I'm not sure if J is the actual baby's name. I cannot remember, y'all. I know that's bad. I look forward to meeting you though. All right, so this is the finished look. I need my hair to dry. I really like it. It's super soft, very simple. I'm going to show y'all in the natural light, and my dog's going to be so happy that she'll finally be able to leave the bathroom. You want to go? You ready to go? Let's go. Oh yeah, my timing is superb. What you barking at? There's nobody out there. So this is natural light, what my makeup looks like. You can see the lip really brings out the purple tones in the eyeshadow. Whereas without the lip, they look basically perfectly neutral. You can also see how this foundation shade is a perfect match for me. For my skin tone and my undertones. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, YouTube.